loves today's video. I just making sure I don't have any lipstick on the teeth before embarrassing myself in front of thousands of people. Moving on. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on the look that I am wearing right here. And I'm super excited for today's video because this is an all affordable makeup look, which I am very, very excited about. The only thing that I kind of skipped over was the brows. I use the Anastasia brow wiz, but I figured you guys would forgive me because you know how it is with the brows. It's like, don't mess with the brows. I saw recently a ton of requests on like 2 videos ago for an affordable or drugstore makeup look. So I was like, let's do it. I also saw a few requests incorporating cool tones into a smoky eye. So we did that as well, which is very outside of my comfort zone, let me just say. When I was going in with the cool tones in my crease, I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Because I always work with neutrals or warms on myself because I just don't love cool tones on me, but I actually do like this look right now. I really like how it turned out, so I am comfortable with this. And I also saw a ton of you guys asking for me to work with the Jaclyn Hill Favorites Palette that I designed with Morphe last December, so I thought I would bring that back for this video. So we're doing cool tones, we're doing the Jaclyn Hill Favorites Palette, and we are doing an affordable look in one video. So I'm trying to meet as many requests as possible. If you don't own this palette, don't worry, they sell these shadows individually for $2 a piece, so I will go ahead and like list them down below for you guys, like which ones I am using. So if you do want to purchase these, you can go ahead and purchase the exact same colors that are in this palette for yourself online. So don't feel like left out because you don't have this palette or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? I also want to say really quickly that I use the e.l.f. blush palette today for the first time ever. A subscriber recommended this to me, so I immediately went out and bought it a couple of days ago. And you guys have seen me use this palette, which is the Morphe 9B palette. I love this palette. I don't just love this palette for its affordability. I can't look at this palette and say, oh yeah, it's good for the price. Like, no, this palette is just good. Like, these blushes are good. They are pigmented, they are blendable, they're soft. I love them. But I wanted to try something different today because I just got these a couple days ago and I was really excited to try them. I will say they are just as pigmented as the Morphe blushes. The only difference is the Morphe ones have a little bit more blendability. They're a little bit creamier, but other than that, they have the same pigment. So the Morphe ones are a little bit easier to work with, but still, if you're looking for a great inexpensive blush palette just to grab at your local drugstore, this e.l.f. one was really good. I just wanted to mention that before jumping into the video because this was my first time using this, and so that's like my little baby mini review on it. I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe. I love you guys so much. You know I mean it, and I'll see you soon. Bye!
Alright, so first thing we're going to do today is prime our face. I'm using the L'Oreal Light Infusing Primer. This is my favorite drugstore primer because I am very dry, so this helps give me like a radiant glow to the skin, and it makes my foundation glide on just a little bit easier. And today for foundation, I'm going to be mixing the original L'Oreal True Match and the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I'm using shade W4 in both foundations. The original one is just a little bit too dry for me, but the Lumi one can be very luminous, so I wanted to mix them together to kind of get the best of both worlds. So I am using a Morphe M439 foundation brush, as always, to blend this into the skin, and this is a very affordable foundation brush as well if you're looking for a good one. This one is bomb. Now I'm going to be going in with concealer, and I am using the Maybelline Master Concealer. I really, really like this concealer. I am blending it out with a Real Techniques sponge, which is basically the same thing as a beauty blender, but again, it's more affordable, and I love this. I've been choosing it over my beauty blender for the past month. It's super big. One side has like a flat side and the other side is like a pointed, so you can really get up in the corner of your eyes and blend everything out. It's so fat and squishy, and I love it. Now I'm going to go in with a NYX Highlight and Contour Kit, and I'm going to be using a Morphe M438 brush to use these 2 middle shades together on the under eye area just to set my concealer. I normally use the Anastasia powder and the MAC Emphasize, but these do the exact same thing, and they did a great job. So I'm just going to be blending that out on the entire under eye area, and then I will also put that on the eyelid as well so that my shadows blend a little bit better. Now I'm going to be going in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Favorites Palette, which is so like awkward to say that. But anyways, I am using this kind of medium tone, warmish, neutral brown that you saw all the way to the left side of the palette. I will put the exact numbers and names down below for you guys if you don't own this palette. And I am using a Sigma E40 to dust this all over in the crease area. I like to initially go in with a neutral or a warm shade because if I go in with just nothing but cool colors, it can sometimes look like I've been punched in the eye. So I always like to start with kind of a peachy, warm, or neutral base and blend everything out and then pack on the cool shades on top of that. So I'm going to go in with the first cool tone brown right here. And I'm going to be using a, what is this? Morphe M433 brush to apply this in my crease area. I'm going to go all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. And I'm going to keep this as low as possible. Because again, I don't want to bring this too high up because that's when your eye can start to look a little bruised when working with cool tones. So I keep this really low in that crease. As you can see, I'm really hollowing it out back and forth. And then once there's less product on the brush, I will begin to blend upward into that warm color to kind of combine the both of them into a neutral shade. Now I'm going to go in with an even dark cool tone brown, which is the one right next to the one that we just picked up. And using the exact same brush, I'm going to do the same step right in the crease of my eye. I'm going to go back and forth and really carve out this crease area. If you do not have a defined crease, that's okay. You can create one and do this same step and fool people that you have a deep set crease, even if you don't. That's the beauty of makeup. If I seem distracted or I'm laughing or I'm looking around, I'm talking, it's because my mom is in the room. She was on the phone and she had it on speaker so I could be a part of the conversation. But I'm like, I'm still filming, even if you're going to be behind the camera. So that's why I seem a little distracted at times. Anyways, once you don't have as much product on your brush, you want to blend upward. That is like the biggest part in blending out your shadow and making it really seamless. Now we're going to grab this shade right next to those other two browns that we've been using this whole time, which is kind of a neutral, kind of cool tone, sandy brown. That's how I'm describing it. And any synthetic brush will do to pack this on the lid. I'm going to go over it a couple of times to really make that color a little bit brighter. If you want to spray your brush with some Fix Plus, that would be great. I actually tried spritzing my brush with the L'Oreal makeup setting spray, and it just was not having it at all. It didn't have glycerin in it, so it wasn't really sticking and giving that metallic look. But you could use eye drops, and that would also wet your brush, and it would give it a little bit more sticking power if you want your eyes to really glisten. So now I'm going to go in with L'Oreal Smoldering Eyeliner. This is a creamy kohl liner, and I am going to just put this all over the lash line. As you can see, I'm not really trying to make it perfect, but I want to keep it more on the thin side and right on the lash line. And then I'll take any sort of small definer brush and just very lightly kind of smoke that out. I don't want it to be too smoky though, but I just want it to be a soft liner. Not too black, not too intense, not too smoky, but just a little bit of definition on the lashes so that we don't leave the lash line completely blank, but yet I didn't want to do like a dramatic cat eye today. Now I'm filling in the brows as always, and I am just using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe. I tried I think it's by NYX, the NYX brow pencil, I think, or maybe it was NYC, and it was just so hard to use that I just stuck with the Anastasia one. That one was just super dry. I don't know if I got like a dud and if they're usually good, but it just wasn't working for me, so I just stuck to what I know so that I didn't mess up thy brows. So I go a lot lighter on the inner corner, and then I go much heavier on the outer tail, and then I just blend it all out with the spoolie. Now we're going to go in with lashes, and I'm using House of Lashes in the style Siren. These are very fluffy, and I refer to them as daytime lashes, but for some, they are not daytime lashes, but they're very fluffy and very beautiful without being really over the top and dramatic. So I am using the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in Carbon Black, and I'm only putting this mascara on the very base of the lashes. And the reason I do this is because it really helps blend the lashes with your fake ones, but at the same time, I don't want to take it up all the way on all the lashes because it can really kill the longevity of wearing these lashes multiple times, not to mention it can make them look noticeably fake. So I just do it at the very root and base of the lashes. Now I'm going to mix the two highlighting shades from this palette. One has a little bit of a pinky undertone and the other one has a little bit of a yellow undertone. So I mix them together to make it a little bit more neutral, and using any synthetic brush, just pop this at the high point of the brow bone and then blend it down along the tail of the brow. If you want more of a natural daytime look, you can skip this, but you know me, I'm always going to add the drama for you so that you can see how it looks. Now using the same L'Oreal Smoldering Eyeliner, I'm just going to line my entire waterline because we are going to smoke this out a little bit. And once I've done that, I'm going to go in with this really super dark brown that has a little bit of a purple undertone in it for the lower lash line. Any definer brush, I'm just going to pack this really tightly up against that lower waterline so that the black liner and this dark brown can kind of mix together and become its own little special cocktail. And then using a pencil brush, I'm just going to blend out the whole lower lash line all the way back and forth. I always suggest putting a light brown shade on the pencil brush because it'll really help get that lower lash line nice and seamlessly blended. And then basic, we're just going to go in and apply some mascara to the lower lashes. Again, I am using the L'Oreal Voluminous and Carbon Black because I like my lashes black, just like my heart. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I'm going to be bronzing my face, and I'm using the Morphe E4 brush to apply the Jane bronzing powder in the shade Inspire. Love this brush and love this bronzer. These two together are amazing. I think this bronzer is so great. It's so blendable. It's very light, so I like that it's not orange, and I like that I actually have to pack it on to get some color, because you can sometimes go overboard with bronzer, right? And you're like, whoa, why does it look like I have an orange blob on my face? Or it can look muddy. But this one, you really have to pack it on to get the shade to show up, which I kind of appreciate because you won't go overboard too easily. So I'm just going to blend that out all around the cheek area, down on the jawbone, the forehead, the temples, basically everywhere except the center of the face. And then I'm going to go in with my blush palette, and this is by e.l.f., and this is in the shade Dark. They have a light one and a dark one, and I'm using the dark one, and I'm going to mix these two shades together. One is like a raspberry, and the other one is a pink. You can see how pigmented this is. It is like, it's pigmented. And I'm using that exact same E4 brush by Morphe to blend this out. And I am really going to make sure I work at blending this out because it is really pigmented. They aren't that crazy blendable, but that's okay because they're so pigmented that I'm like, woo, worth it. So now I'm going to mix these two highlight shades in the NYX Highlight and Contour palette, and I'm using the Morphe M501 brush to apply this. And look how pretty this highlight turned out. It's so pretty. I mean, it's definitely white. It's not like a champagne color or a gold color, but I just think that it's such a beautiful highlight shade. So I'm going to put a little bit of it on my chin and a tiny bit of it on the side of my nose and really blend that out so we can get a nice glow going on, because you know, strobing is all the thing this fall. So I'm now going to line my lips using the Revlon Colorstay lip liner in the shade Chocolate, which this color does not look like chocolate to me, right? Like it looks like such a berry fall time shade. It doesn't look like chocolate, but that's okay. Any lip liner will work because I'm going to go in with a super, super dark lip, but I just wanted to line my lips because this is going to kind of act as a base to keep the lipstick that we're going to put on next in place so that it doesn't slide all over our face. And now I'm going to go in with an oldie but a goodie, and this is Revlon Black Cherry. Any of my OG subscribers will remember this from like the first 6 months that I was on YouTube, so I thought we would bring it back. So after that, this look is complete. I hope you guys enjoy this look. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.